Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Satellite and radar shows a couple of scattered rain showers in the northern portion of the Upper Peninsula, but most of the state of the Michigan not only is dry, but incredibly sunny this evening. Temperature-wise, 76 degrees in Lansing and St. John's. We're at 75 degrees over in Charlotte and the city of Jackson. We stay dry and mostly clear overnight tonight, which will allow our overnight lows to fall down into the mid to low 50s. And there's a big pattern change on the way. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, a man says he was the victim of a hit and run on a Great Lake. Plus, one person is dead after 2 airplanes collided in mid-air and caught on fire. And the site of the very first Olympics, robots are on the move. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. Siobhan is off this evening. Let's start the clock on our first 6 minutes of news. We're beginning tonight on Mackinac Island, where firefighters say they rescued a man from the edge of a cliff just in time. It happened on Sunday afternoon. According to the Mackinac Island Fire Department, the man fell part down a cliff and broke his arm and was hanging on a ledge. A crew was able to use a ladder to reach him and bring him down. They say he probably had about 10 seconds left before falling. Cliff climbing is banned on the island. In Wayne County, police say they helped stop a 17-year-old girl from Alpena from running away from home last week to meet a man in Georgia she met online. Michigan State troopers with the Alpena Post say the girl's parents used a tracking app to find her, and it showed she was at a Detroit Metro airport. The Wayne County Airport Police were able to find her just before her flight was due to leave for Atlanta. She was turned over to her parents. Heading back up north, a man told sheriff's deputies on Sunday that he was a victim of a hit and run on the water. According to the Grand Traverse Sheriff's Office, the boater was crossing the west arm of Grand Traverse Bay before dawn when a pontoon boat with no lights hit his boat. The boater called 911 and deputies brought him to shore. They're now looking for that pontoon boat. In Texas, an 11-year-old boy is dead, and police say he was shot during a ding-dong ditch prank on Saturday night. According to Houston police, the boy was part of a group of kids ringing doorbells and running off. But witnesses say that at one home, someone came out shooting a gun at the kids as they ran away. The boy died of multiple gunshot wounds. A man at the house was questioned but not arrested. Police told reporters a murder charge could be coming. One person died, another was hospitalized, and 2 people were injured when 2 small planes collided in midair Sunday morning in Colorado. Authorities say a Cessna 172 was getting ready to land when another plane hit it, causing them both to crash and burst into flames. 2 men in the Cessna had minor injuries. The person who died and the more serious injury were in the other plane. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating. Palestinian health officials say at least 31 people were killed in a new round of Israeli military strikes across the Gaza Strip today. Israel is pushing ahead with a major offensive into Gaza City. IDF officials declared Gaza's largest city a combat zone last week. The International Association of Genocide Scholars recently passed a resolution accusing Israel of carrying out a genocide. Israeli officials say they totally reject that allegation. Meanwhile, fierce winds and rough seas forced a flotilla carrying aid for Gaza to return to port in Europe. The high-profile aid mission launched on Sunday with about 20 boats departing from Barcelona to draw attention to the ongoing crisis in the Gaza Strip. Hundreds of pro-Palestinian activists from dozens of countries were on board, including environmental campaigner Greta Thunberg and Game of Thrones actor Liam Cunningham.
I need to be able to look in the mirror and say, at least I tried to do something, at least I tried to bring attention to what's going on.
The flotilla is the largest attempt yet to break Israel's naval blockade of the Palestinian territory by sea. Organizers say they'll resume the journey once the weather improves. In Australia, a man is now behind bars and charged with ramming an SUV into the gates of the Russian consulate in Sydney. Police were called when an unusual vehicle was parked at the consulate. When officers approached, the driver took off into the gates. There was no injuries reported at the consulate. The suspect is expected to be in court Tuesday on charges of damaging property, possession of a knife, and possession of a restricted substance. And in the North Atlantic Ocean, today is the 40th anniversary of the discovery of the Titanic shipwreck. In 1985, a team led by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution first found one of the ship's boilers and then followed the trail of debris to the wreckage. The team used robot submersibles that were then at the cutting edge of technology. Finding the wreck proved that the Titanic did break into two pieces when she sank in 1912. Going from the past and into the future, humanoid robots kick soccer balls, box, and even attempt archery in Greece at the site of the ancient Olympic Games. A 4-day robotics conference called the First International Humanoid Robot Olympiad is happening right now, showing the advances being made in robot designs.
Made for both humans if you're missing a hand or on robots, and I can control it with these two buttons, so I can shake hands with it. We can do different grips with it, so you can make a pinch with it. If you're at a rock concert, you can rock on. And one of our user favorites is the finger wave, where you can see all the different fingers moving right over there.
Developers at the conference say that robot designs are not keeping pace with the rapidly growing field of artificial intelligence. And staying with technology, biologists are now using drones that make sounds to try to keep wolves in California and Oregon from attacking livestock. The biologists say they have the drones blast AC/DC music or scenes from movies and sometimes live human voices yelling directly at the wolves. Gray wolves were hunted nearly to extinction throughout the American West by the first half of the 20th century. Since their reintroduction in the mid-1990s, there are now hundreds of wolves in Washington and Oregon and thousands roaming here in the Great Lakes region. And wrapping up our first 6 minutes of news, Border Patrol agents in Seattle seized thousands of counterfeit Labubu dolls on Saturday. They say they are valued at more than $500,000. The collectible plush toys from China went viral this year, leading to a black market of fake Labubus. The Customs and Border Patrol social media account posted, quote, "Fake Labubus are not welcome in America. Good catch, Seattle." I never heard of it.
No, and the fake Labubus are Lafufus.
Oh,
that's
right.
what they call them.
How do they know it's a fake Labubu?
It's something like the number of teeth in the smile, and some of the ones I see on TikTok are very obvious, where the face is upside down on the plush toy, and yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'll have to show you some.
That'd be a dead ringer.
Yeah.
The face is upside down, Dad. What is this?
Yeah, what's this one here? Yeah, I don't get the craze behind them, but
yeah, well,
they're popular.
I used to be into baseball cards. So,
there you go.
Here we go.
Not too crazy about the weather, because we do have a big cool down on the way.
Yeah.
It's going to be feeling a lot more like fall later this week, Jorma.
Well, that's my favorite season, though.
Okay.